Hello and a very warm welcome to Times Network. Today with us we have Priyanka Sanghi, founder of Hair Drama & Co. Uh, hair accessories brand, which especially made handcrafted products for people aged between 6 to 60. And it is a very interesting brand, and we would like to hear more from Priyanka regarding the same.
You know the brand, but do you know the story behind it? The vision that started it, the risks that shaped it, the decisions that made it stand out. Brand Builders goes behind the logo to meet the minds building businesses that matter. The ideas, the strategy, the ambition. Brand Builders, inside the minds behind the brands.
Since it started in like 2017, which is very interesting because at that time, hair accessories was not that big of a trend. And later on, it started getting the pace. And so we just wanted to understand from you how the idea came into your mind to start a hair accessories brand when there was almost none around. And you also coming from a finance background, so that is also like a very diverse thing that you picked up. So, yeah.
Yeah, hi Priya. Thank you so much for having me. It's a great platform and looking forward to telling you more about the brand. And as you rightly said, it's very interesting. And I'm also amazed at myself that I picked up a category like this so many years ago. But I think it was a risk, but it was a very calculated risk. There were certain things that happened at the same time, which kind of led me to take that dive into a category which is not explored in India. Of course, it's a product. It's a product that's available across the globe, across the country. It's a hair accessory. Every woman from a 6-year-old to a 60 and maybe even more, we all use hair accessories. It is always been available, but it's been available in a more unorganized market format, more like street vendors. This is what I'm saying. 10 years ago, when e-commerce was also, it was just booming, and we were seeing brands like D2C brands coming up in India. So 10 years ago, I would say, when I kind of stumbled upon this category, it was purely because there was a missing segment. There were either very street style vendors, which are imported from other Eastern countries kind of products, or very high end accessories, hair accessories, which were sold by really luxury brands from the Western countries. So what was missing was that middle range, which is high on quality, a great product, but a price that is also affordable by the consumer. So this came from a personal experience. I couldn't find something of that kind which wouldn't create a hole in my pocket and yet give me a great design and product. India was building brands in clothing, shoes, bags, but this category, which is such a big part of a woman's fashion, a girl's fashion from the beginning of when they understand fashion from 6 years to like older age, how is this getting missed? So that is what kind of inspired me to look into this category and explore further.
The next question would be, how have your business have grown since the time you have started? Now you have some competition around. So how the marketplace that you used to sell in the start, and now when there is so quick commerce, e-commerce everywhere, how this thing has grown and on the same lines.
Yeah. What we have tried is to, one, really solidify the product. What differentiates me from anybody else, whether it's a street vendor who's also your competition, if they are available to be bought from. How do I differentiate myself from anybody who's selling on the street, anybody that's importing from Eastern countries, or any new brand that comes up like that? The way to differentiate is your product. So our core proposition is to compete on value, not on price. How do I create value for my consumers? How do I create an experience for the consumers? And that has been the ethos of the brand Hair Drama. And that's why we called it also Hair Drama, so it's a little bit more relatable and more fun to experiment with. So we worked with a lot of global licenses just to sort of create the differentiation in product. We work with Disney, we work with Barbie, we worked with Emily in Paris. That's a Netflix OTT show. So these kind of associations gave us a lot of huge competitive advantage from say an Amazon page where you see a scrunchie from XYZ vendor, and then you see a Hair Drama X Barbie scrunchie, you see Hair Drama X Disney. So it sort of gives you that proof of concept that this is a it's a different brand from what is next to you. Then packaging gave us a huge advantage. When people started considering packaging, and the unboxing trend kind of helped us. We did very beautiful packaging, pink colors, hearts, really getting the whole girly vibe going into it. So that also differentiated the product to a huge extent. Competition should be there, and I'm glad there is. That means the category is growing. When the category grows, the consumers' education grows. They understand the value of buying a product that doesn't break in 5 days versus using it for a long period. So it's a really exciting thing that the whole category is growing. You now you have brands which are dealing in just a specific silk fabric. Products. There'll be brands which are specializing just in kids. So that way, it's great to see the whole market is expanding and growing.
Yeah, so the packaging bit you mentioned, I have been also noticing that the packaging bit is making a lot of difference when it comes to picking a brand, because nowadays social media is very big on how the package delivers to your doorstep. On the point of your exports to different countries, I just wanted to know, is there any differentiation between the products that you are selling in India as compared to the one you are exporting outside?
So product core remains the same. What little bit changes is the color themes, the designs, aesthetics. So there would be headbands that we are exporting, and what is getting really sold and appreciation in the export market is the handcrafted products. So we are using the handcrafted technique of India, blending it with a little bit more modern function of the design and utility that a woman would use it for a holiday, or for a work day, or for a daily utility based kind of product. So kind of molding it in that direction, but the core product remains the same. Little bit aesthetics change here and there, and that also gives us the economies of scale. We are selling the same product in India.
Since it's a handcrafted thing, I just wanted to know, is it like 100% manufacturing, self-manufacturing, or is it outsourced? And a little bit about where you guys are sourcing your raw material from.
So yes, I would say about 70 to 75% manufacturing is in-house for all the handcrafted products, but 25% depending on the sometimes need of the volume required suddenly. And being a handcrafted product, you cannot expand capacity to manufacture overnight, but the demand sometimes shoots overnight. You don't get to know, some reel has gone viral, and we suddenly have to make, I don't know, 500 handcrafted crochet scarves. These are the situations that come up. So then we keep some outsourced partners always ready for any expansion, and it's a good balance to have, so you're not completely risking anything in one direction. In terms of raw material, a lot comes from India. I would say 80% raw material is from India, but there are some specific kinds of raw material that are imported in India from China, which is kind of a monopoly market. A certain kind of crystals, they are manufactured there in bulk and they come here. Certain metal clips and stuff also have that China import. But I would say 80% raw material we are able to get in India itself. And manufacturing, it's been in India. We've not done manufacturing outside. It's not required. We have such great artisans and craftsmanship here. It's just about organizing it correctly and creating a process and system around it. It's beautifully managed here in India itself.
That's lovely to hear that we are like 100% India-based manufacturing. Thank you, Priyanka. It was lovely talking to you. And we had a pleasure to understand about the brand, which is like dealing with all thing hairs. And it is really interesting understanding it. Thank you so much.
Yeah, thanks, Priya. It was lovely talking to you.
If you like this video, then like, share and subscribe to Mirror Now.